Am I the a-hole for saying wow, I don't like you to my friend's boyfriend? This happened some weeks ago and I probably am the a-hole, so I came here to check. I was at the mall with my best friend when another friend, let's call her S, noticed us and invited us over. S was with her BF at the time and wanted to introduce us, and since we enjoy meeting new people we obliged. It did not take long before we realized that the BF was, let's say, strange. He refused to talk to us, giving one-word responses to everything, and when the topic went towards things we enjoyed or liked, he'd just go, I don't care. It was disheartening to say the least. I try my best generally to include everyone in a conversation, but he honest to God refused to participate even when the topic was his interests or relationship with S. The thing that really broke the camel's back, for me at least, was that he made us talk for him and not an I don't know what to say so please take the reins way, but in an almost they are beneath me way. S tried her best to accommodate, but there were things she couldn't respond to, like what was BF's favorite video game and stuff like that. After around 30 minutes of trying to either ignore BF and discuss other things, or let him speak only for him to refuse to, I just didn't care anymore and went, wow, I don't like you. And he, once again, just ignored everyone, even S when she tried to defend him by saying I wish I was joking. I still don't understand the correlation that he's a feminist. The whole thing ended up just being awkward, and afterwards S didn't talk to me as much. It all came to a head at my best friend's birthday when S tried to confront me and said I was a bitch, was being mean to her BF. I was most likely rude, I agree, though I genuinely was out of things to say at that point. So, am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole to tell my smoking boyfriend he has to quit? English is not my first language, apologies in advance for any mistake. So, I 31 female have been dating my boyfriend 33 male for about 4 months. It's going well, he is very sweet. We're both in for the long term. He is a smoker, doesn't smoke that much, 6 cigarettes a day, but has been smoking since he's a teenager. I don't smoke, ever, never have. None of my friends or family or exes do. I'm really not a fan of the smell, or even just that he smokes. It's obvious that I don't like it. We talked about it, and I told him that I didn't like him smoking, but that was his choice, so I wouldn't nag him to quit nor do an ultimatum or stuff like that. Once he was telling me about his parents, how they always are very supportive, and he told me that 3 or 4 times a year, he tells them he's stopping smoking. They are both very happy and congratulate him a lot, and he does stop smoking. But after a few days he just starts again. I was not laughing, and told him that I would personally not appreciate it, but he laughed it off. A month later, he had a big smile, and told me that he had decided to stop smoking, for me, because he could see I was not happy about it and he wanted to make me happy. I hesitated, told him that I was not asking him to do so. He didn't have to, it was his choice, but I was not like his parents, so if he told me he was quitting smoking for me, I would expect him to actually do it, not start again after a few days. Was he really sure about it? He told me that he was quitting for real, so I was very happy and thanked him. You guessed it, he started smoking again a few days later. I was really mad. He told me that he tried, but the habit is just really strong, so I shouldn't nag him, and basically I should just be happy that he at least tried. I think his actions make him a liar who would tell me stuff that he doesn't mean to make me happy on the short term, but he won't follow through, so I cannot trust him when he says he is going to do or not do something, and I should reconsider the relationship. He thinks I can't tell him what to do, that it's his choice, and I would be in a hole to do an ultimatum. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for my husband missing his daughter's prom? I 36 female have been married to my husband Josh 40 for 10 years. We have a 9-year-old daughter Lauren together and my stepdaughter Riley is 18. About a year ago I booked a vacation with my girlfriends for one of their bachelorette parties. It's this weekend in Tennessee. We leave Thursday and come back Monday. This weekend Lauren has a cheerleading competition that Josh is taking her to. Lauren is required to have a guardian there the whole time and she needs to arrive early Friday and leaving Sunday. We did ask the cheer director if a friend's mom could bring her and my husband could meet her thereafter, but they said no. And if she's not there for the check-in time she can't compete that weekend. Riley's prom is Friday. Riley did not have a junior prom and her school only has senior prom. We found out the date of prom after school started and the trip had already been booked and paid for. My husband is now going to be missing Riley's prom to take Lauren to her competition. Riley thinks this is extremely unfair and that we're playing favorites since she'll never get this chance again, and she wants pictures with her dad and sister. She's been messaging my husband about it. Lauren doesn't want to miss her competition and risk her spot on her team. My husband asked if I'd cancel my trip and I told him no. The trip has been booked, paid for, and I also need a break. He takes breaks and trips as well. My husband and I are now fighting because he feels like no matter what he does he's stuck. He's already told Lauren he'll be taking her to the cheer comp, which means he'll be missing prom. So am I the a-hole? Would I be the a-hole to charge my daughter rent? My daughter, case 21, and her BF Mike, also 21, are planning to move out of the place they rent. Lots of issues with the landlord and their roommate, who happens to be the landlord's nephew. Mike is moving back in with his mom, and Case plans on moving back in with me and my husband, her stepdad, mostly for cost savings since they currently split rent down the middle, not long term, maybe 6 months or so. I know rent for a semi-decent one-bedroom apt is about $1,500 a month where we live. I've been considering charging Case $800 a month to stay here while she's here. I feel I could be in the wrong because Case works part-time about 25 hours a week and goes to school part-time, so $800 is a lot of money to her. I don't feel bad because my husband and I agreed we'd open a separate account and deposit that money in there for Case to have when she and Mike are able to get another place together. My husband and I have zero intention of keeping the money. We also know Case was wanting to stay with us rent-free while she's here, and she's only 21, so it may feel unfair to her that her mom is charging her rent. We also don't plan to tell Case she gets the money back until she's ready to get another place. Would I be the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for buying all the red Gatorade at the store even though a mom wanted some for her kids? I'm a big fan of Gatorade, and I have a specific reason for buying it. I have low blood sugar and dehydration issues, and my doctor recommended that I drink Gatorade to help keep my electrolytes in balance. However, I'm also neurodivergent, and it's hard for me to change things up and try new flavors, so I only buy the red kind as it's the only one I like. Yesterday, I went to the grocery store on their stock day, and I saw that they had a fresh shipment of Gatorade. I was so happy because I had been running low at home. I grabbed the bottles of the red flavor and put them in my cart. As I was walking away, a mom with 2 kids approached me and asked if I could spare a few bottles of the red Gatorade. She explained that it was her kids' favorite flavor and that they were out of stock at their local store. I felt bad for her, but I explained that I needed the Gatorade for my own health reasons and that I couldn't spare any. The mom got really upset and started to yell at me, saying that I was being selfish and that I should think about others. I tried to explain my situation again, but she wouldn't listen and kept telling me I could just take the blue Gatorade instead. I just started to ignore her after a while, and eventually, she stormed off. Now I'm wondering if I was in the wrong. Should I have given her some of the Gatorade, even though I needed it for my own health? Or was I justified in keeping it all for myself? Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for asking for my sweater back from the girl my mom donated it to? My paternal grandma who passed away made me a sweater that I love, but my mom hates it to the point where she forbidden me from wearing it outside of the house. It's a brown, blue and white sweater that is uniquely designed and is something that not everyone would have the taste for. But every time I wear the sweater I can almost feel the warmth of my grandma, and it also slightly smelt like her. When I came back home from a friend's house I discovered that my sweater was missing. My mom said when I asked her about it that I must have just misplaced it. My mom is an active member of the church, and the church that we go to has an outreach program there where food, lightly used and new clothes and other necessities are donated to people in need. Fast forward a week or so, I go to school and this girl who's known as the quiet kid was wearing my sweater in the cafeteria, so I naturally go up to her and confront her. I'll be honest, I am quite popular at my school and confronted her with 2 of my friends who are also pretty well liked at our school, so I likely did come off as intimidating, especially to someone who usually is very quiet and keeps to themselves. When I confronted her I said that I liked her sweater and asked her where she got it, to which she mumbled something under her breath that I couldn't understand. So I asked again and she said it was donated. I asked her where and she reluctantly said the church, and I instantly knew then what my mother has done. I told her that the sweater was mine and that it was stolen from me, and that the right thing for her to do is return it to me. She didn't want to at first because it was chilly outside, but ended up complying after I offered to get her a new sweater by the end of the day, which I ended skipping class to do so and got her more than just a sweater. When I returned home I returned wearing my sweater, which my mom was unhappy to see. She asked me how I got the sweater back and I explained to her that I seen somebody wearing it at school and asked them to return my sweater. She looked shocked and angry and told me that she couldn't believe that I was so obsessed with that hideous thing that I'd even take it from somebody in need whom she donated it to. I told her that I can't believe she'd give away something that she sees as pure trash to somebody in need and still call it charity. She told me to shut up and called me ungrateful, to which I replied that she had no right to steal and donate my personal belongings. She said since I'm living under her roof she can do whatever she wants to my belongings, and told me she would be reducing my allowance until I decide to part ways with the sweater. I don't know if I was being in a hole in this situation, but will certainly give back the sweater even though it saddened me to see it go. Am I the a-hole?